All right, so today is April 1st, 2022. Um, excuse me. I actually realized I do that cough because I'm trying to clear my throat more than anything, but the other one was just COVID. All right, so yeah, I thought I'd try and do a a pseudo bar by bar analysis of today's price action. I didn't trade today, but and I was really gutted I didn't because when I saw this breakout that happened yesterday, I really wanted to take the trade. I traded yesterday and I did some trading over here. Um, Hang on, did I record a recap? I do not remember. I probably did. But anyway, but the point is, this really got my attention, seeing this breakout. I was very interested in what would happen today. So we're going to talk about it. But prior to that, you can see we had like a bear breakout over here. And then we've had sort of this sort of price action here. It's okay. It's not really a bear breakout, but it's really steep here, and it's kind of slowed down over here, and you have a breakout there. So what that kind of tells me is we kind of have a bull flag, but really what it is you have. I only just noticed this today. You have this bull channel that's kind of developed over here. I mean, you had a bigger channel, and then the price kind of went there, and then just kind of broke out here, double topped, and then went down, formed a trading range, and then we now had actually this low. 4,500 was really the target, I believe, which is this area. But this low is actually the area of interest. I'm just going to mark it down because that technically, or this area, is the last swing low. Excuse me. I actually think 4,500 is what I was looking at on a different, but we have another one here, which is a whole round number, 45.6, and then there's 45.00, which is here, which is a full number. But anyway, so these are areas of interest. All right, so let's actually start this, how I would trade this bar by bar. I'm not really going to go into what's going on, why this bar, that, because it's just going to take me too long to go through every single bar. Really, the idea here is I just want to kind of illustrate how I would have traded this, or how one should trade this, bearing in mind the price action that we've had the previous day. Now, on the electronic chart, we had a pullback forming, or a wedge top. I don't want to open up another chart just to spoil it, but just take my word for it. But we're not really using that chart. We're using this chart. All right. So the first bar we had, bang from the open, was a bear bar. And it's not just any bear bar. It's a bear bar closing on its low. It's one that has a really big gap to it. If you think about it, you have 8 points already. So that's a pretty big trend bar relative to what's been going on already. That's probably about half of this range already. So it's a pretty strong intention by the bears. And then also you're very low, you're below the moving average. So this already tells you that bears think the price is expensive. But it can only be confirmed by the next bar, which, as you can see, was a bull bar first, and it got sold. But the fact that they actually let it get this high is the first thing that kind of catches my attention. Sometimes you just have a sell here, maybe 50%, and it goes, but it went all the way back up. So it kind of maybe signifies the signals that maybe there's a weak trend in place. But the point is, it's bearish, right, at this stage. So at this point, I am looking to see if we're going to print another bar below this bar. Because if we print another bar below this bar, we already have one big trend bar. This technically is another trend bar because it's closed with a body close to the low. If we can print another one over here, I would enter below this bar. All right, and we did, right? So this already, I'm already in. My stop is all the way up here. I believe this is the first pullback in this breakout. So we should have a low here. So my target should be around here. If anything, we have a measured move. Yeah, round about there. Okay. So, but the thing that gets me, not so much concerns me, is the fact that, like I said, we had this wick here. So essentially the bulls have bought and pushed the price up here. We have a doji here. Are we going to get a pullback? Are we going to get a bull bar here? That might just kind of spoil things up for us. Okay, so let's see what's happening, what's going to happen next. All right, so we had a bear bar breakout that just kind of came out here, and then we had a bull, and now we have a pullback, right? So that's the first pullback. Now we have our breakout on the opposite direction. So this now tells me that we're forming a wedge bottom, because now we have a channel that's formed and a bear breakout. So we need one more low before price will go back up. All right, there we go. Bull's already showing intentions to get in. And we have another breakout, another pullback. So 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3. They haven't reached my measured move target. And what's happening here? Okay, there we go. So as it is right now, this is the third low. This is a credible buy. The only problem is, like I said, we are in a bear channel. We still have to break this. Okay, we have broken this low, which is exactly the first target for the bears for this channel to work. So the way I see it is, this is the first pullback, this is the second pullback. But I believe this pullback is going to fail at the moving average. And it does fail at the moving average. And we start a new breakout going down to maybe make the second. So this is the first pullback, second pullback possibly. Or maybe we're just forming the first leg down. So we've hit our measure move target, but we're still going lower. So maybe this is the second low. This was not the first. This is the first low. This is probably not the second low. This is probably the second low forming. And look at that. We have another bear breakout, 3 bear bars. Now, before I even go and say anything else, you could short here, right? And the reason why you could short here and put your stop up here is because this pullback here, this is, how do I put it? 1, 2, and this is the third low. So this is the first, second, third. So right now this is a wedge. Am I correct? So 1, pullback, 2, pullback. Yeah, this is 3. Am I correct? 1, pullback, 2, pullback, 3. So yeah, so I'm comfortable taking a short here at low of day. And I would put my stop all the way up here. I mean, normally this is where your stop would be for a swing trade, but for this particular scalp, I would go short here and put my stop here. And you have 2 bear bars. And what do you have? A third leg. All right, so 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3. So this is a wedge, and this wedge you could go long here. So if we take this low to this is our first wedge. You could go long here for a scalp to the moving average at least. Oops. Oh no, that's not the right one. I'm mixing it up. Yeah, it is a wedge. It's right. So you go long here, stop here, which would not be here. So you have a double bottom. So we're probably in a trading range here. But again, I think this is going to fail at the moving average, right? So this is the first leg down. This is the bigger wedge. I'll just take this off. This is the bigger wedge that's forming on this. So this is the first leg down, second leg down, right? So 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3, right? So whilst you have 3 legs here, you're forming 3 bigger legs. So you know you're going even lower. All right, so what do we have? We have 1 pullback, 2, and it looks like it's failing. All right, so we've now triggered a low 2. This is a low 1. This is a low 2. If you did short here, your stop is up here. If you did short here, you can probably put your stop here. You probably get a low 3. I'll probably be comfortable putting my stop over here. Yes, exactly. We got a low 3. Here we go. So the next bear bar that presents over here is a low 3. This is my stop, and that's the low 3. So I would short there. And now I'm expecting price to go even lower. It's getting weaker, and now it's getting stronger. And there we go. We have a nice breakout, and you know the target is to break this low. Okay, and we have a really strong breakout. All right, so now the breakout phase is over. All right, we have 4 bear bars. Now, if you notice, we have this trading range here. This would have shaken me out a bit if I just, but I'm not really, because I know we're going lower. But if I had put my stop here, I'm not sure if I would have held here. My stop up here, yeah, definitely. But we're in a bear trend, so different lows. Bear breakout. The first pullback is always minor, so that I would not buy above this because we have a very tight channel. I could probably short here. I know I'm going to get 3 more legs. All right, so there we go, and look at that, in line with that, stopping there, and look at this level that we're testing. So we've broken this level. This is the next level at 45. Is that the 4500? No, the 45 is actually here. But anyway, so what do we have now? 1 pullback, 2, possibly 2 more legs or 1 more leg. All right, that's a small pullback going up, and then now we have the third leg. And I remember now bulls. No, now we have 3 legs. 1, 2, 3. We have a wedge. Bulls are going to attempt to break this high. This is a double top, and it's also a moving average. So it looks like it's failing. We have a if we break this low, that is a credible short. So just think I'm going here too quickly. You can short any of these bars. Bars closing on their lows, on their lows, on their lows. You can take shorts on any of these. You'll stop up here. You know you're going lower, because once you have a breakout like this, you're going to have at least the first reversal is always minor. You're probably going to get 3 more legs down, because that's what happens in the market cycle. I mean, right now you're getting this breakout, 1, 2, 3, possibly. And then let's see what happens. Remember, we've already achieved the goal of 3 legs down, 1, 2, 3. And now we are failing at the moving average. We have a double top. Whenever the market has tried to reverse twice, it's probably going to come down to the bottom. So we might break the lows. All right, still trying. And now we have a double bottom. Yep, so the double bottom is here. So this is a trading range. But then this is also really tight. 1 pullback. So 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3 possibly could go long above this bar. But instead, guess what? We go down, but we fail. We also fail breaking down the bottom of this this trading range. It's a fake out. But this is a trigger for the long. So now they can put their stops here. And now we have a high fall. And a high fall is a high probability buy that will go higher. Okay. Testing moving average one more time. You have a bull breakout. And what's even interesting, that previous bar had a long wick, but it looks like the bulls bought it. So now we have a bull breakout. It looks like we're always in long. We're now successfully closed a very strong bar above the moving average after this wedge bottom, moving average, a double bottom here, or a failed breakout. This is a credible buy. This would have been a good buy, but again, it failed over here. You would have been stopped out. There's another buy over here. Trying to see if there are any more sells. This was a good sell. I wouldn't have sold this. Well, I mean, you never really go triggered till here, but I wouldn't have sold this. This is already too close to this line. And then this is the resistance, so I wouldn't have sold this. It's better to sell at the resistance moving average and buy on here. But the problem is buying in a bear trend is not a good strategy, unless you're a scalper, but I don't think it's a good strategy. All right, so now we have the bull breakout. This is the next moving average we need to test. We have some resistance here, here, here. So let's see what happens. All right, so we've tested, or we're testing this resistance. We have a doji above. All right, so we now have the first pullback, or maybe this was the first pullback, but this is a bull breakout, so I'll take this as the first pullback. Should get 3 legs up. If this was not already 1 pullback, 2 pullback. There we go. There we go. And now we have a wedge. But this is successfully broken out, because this is a breakout bar. You always have to ask the question, what are we breaking out of? Maybe this high, this as well. So this is the next thing we're challenging. All right, and now we have a double top with this. Yet, is it completed? All right, now we have broken out this moving average, pullback, finding support here. Remember, this is a breakout, so I will start the count again. We have 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I would start the count again, and that's the third level. So 1, 2, and 3. So this is a wedge top. Okay, and this is a double top with this. Let's see how far we go. We get a high fall. So more breakouts. Each time we get a breakout, we're getting new reasons to stay. Nice. Major bull surprise, possibly at the end. Possible buy climax. Will probably reverse around here or even here. Right, good reversal. And that's what we've been waiting for. 1, 2, 3. So this wedge actually is, hang on. 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, this is for a high fall. Okay, oopsie. And now what do we have? We're expecting a bar below this. Now you could buy any of these bars. I probably will not buy this bar. The only reason is because we're just so far up there. If you do buy it, your stop is all the way down here. For higher probability, putting your stop over here is not a good idea, because you're so far up in the channel. You probably come down. If you do buy the top of the, well, you wouldn't have been triggered. If you did buy the top of this bar, you now need another bar to, I mean, you could have gotten out here break even. Yeah, but then if you bought the top of this bar, you wouldn't have been triggered. But if you bought the close, you could have gotten out here, but you want another bar. So let's see, do we get a bar? Yes, we do. We get the bar wick here to get these people. excuse me, to get out. Bulls were very disappointed with this bar that they got out over here. So now we're looking for a really good sell below this bear bar because we're so far up. We have a double top between here and here. So this is a good sell because this led to this. So chances are I will probably do that. And this is a trading range at this point. Ah, look at that. Another attempt to go even higher, but that's failed. And there we go. We've triggered the shorts in. And now we're getting a bear breakout, 3 bear bars. And now we have a pullback, another breakout, or almost a breakout. Now we got the breakout. So what do we got? A breakout, a pullback. So 1, 2, well, actually another breakout. So we'll start the count again. 1, 2, oops, how have we got? 1, 2, 3. Yep, so this is a breakout, pullback, another breakout, pullback, another breakout, pullback. But then now we're getting more bias. This could be a higher low major trend reversal, a double bottom with this low. There we go. We get another breakout in the opposite direction. So this is a higher low. It looks like the bulls are attempting to break this high, and obviously they want to break that and see how far they can go. Now this looks like a trap. This is their attempt to try and break the opening price and to break this trading range. Now because of this doji, it may not go any higher. I mean, in terms of buys, this is a good buy. This is also an okay buy. It's still at the top. It is a trap, possible trap. I don't normally like buying at the top of the range. If I do buy, my stop's down here, but then I have to manage the trade. So I wouldn't buy this bar. But, you know, you could if you want. But this is a good buy over here. This is a good buy. Essentially just buy here. And this is a good buy because this is a high 3 or is it a high 4? It's a high 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is a good buy as a high 3. And this is also another good buy, another high 1. So, yeah. So let's see what happens. And then we now get a bear bar. And I think the market closes. And then we get one final bear bar. So the bears are now essentially doing a double top, bringing this down, possibly double top. But it's a higher low, higher high. So that essentially was what happened today. And also, if you think about it, right, this, if I'm just going to put this on, this spike pullback channel, the 3 pushes down, is the same thing that is happening in every single situation. Spike pullback channel, 3 pushes. So it kind of tells you what is happening, and you can kind of manage the trade based on that. You know that once you have this spike, you have a pullback, you're probably going to get 3 more legs down, or 2 more legs down. So one was here, another one was here. The question is, where is the leg? And you have to be focused on this, because here is this leg pullback, and you get 3. Very, very good opportunity to buy here, but we didn't break this moving average. We sold off, and then we tried it again, and we failed. So this was an attempt to break the low, because we could have had another breakout, but instead it failed. You could have sold that and lost money, but it would be a small loss. If you wanted to. Again, this is the bottom of the range. You got to be aware of that. Unless you get a successful breakout. And what is a successful breakout? Something like this. This is a bull bar with a tail at the bottom. So it tells you that there are buyers here. And of course, like I said, this is the level that we're testing, the 4,500 level, which essentially is this level that led to this huge, massive rally. So chances are that's what's going to happen. All right, so yeah, that was my sort of feeble, quick attempt. Oh, another thing I noticed as well is all the trading ranges led to nice measured moves. So if you think about it here, you have a trading range here, between here and here, and that led to a really beautiful measured move. So you had a breakout of that trading range, a test, and a pullback. So this is the new trading range here, and this is the breakout of that new trading range. And then maybe this itself is another trading range, maybe leading to another measurement, whatever direction. All right, so that is my recap on my small bar by bar analysis. Especially, like I said, we had this really beautiful sell-off here yesterday that led to this continuation of this bear trend. And then we now had a trading range. I mean, we ended the day with a trading range, but the fact that we had this small trading range here, and then bull breakout, and then channel, and then bear breakout, which is just the bear leg in the trading range, and then bull leg. So it's just constant reversals. Having constant reversals within support and resistance like this just tells you you're in a trading range. Monday is going to be really interesting. Are we going to go down? Are we going to go up? Bulls have attempted to do so. They made a higher low. So we might have a buy vacuum of this area. So basically see what happens, have a nice breakout, come back to this area, see what happens there. And really that in itself is a big, massive, maybe this is a pullback from a bigger wedge forming. Who knows? But we'll see how it goes.